What if I told you Rihanna's biggest secret has nothing to do with her music, her beauty empire, or even her fame? What if the real story of how she became untouchable is something the world was never meant to see? Because behind every hit song, every flawless photo, and every billion-dollar move, there's a side of Rihanna that almost no one truly knows. And once you hear it, you will never look at her the same way again. She is one of the most influential women on the planet. But behind the fame, the fashion, and the power, Rihanna's story is filled with struggle, rebellion, and shocking twists few talk about. From a small island girl in Barbados to a global icon, her journey is not just about fame, it's about survival and control. But what if I told you the real turning point in her life was not music at all? Rihanna was born Robin Rihanna Fenty in a home full of chaos. Her father battled addiction, her parents fought constantly, and she grew up surrounded by pain. That pain would one day fuel the fire that made her unstoppable. At 15, she was discovered by a producer visiting Barbados. Within a year, she was in the United States auditioning for Jay Z. He signed her immediately. But what followed was not freedom, it was control. The label told her how to dress, talk, and even how to smile. Her accent was softened, her image shaped. She was grateful, but trapped in a world that wanted to mold her instead of letting her be herself. Then came Umbrella. That song did not just make her famous, it freed her. The edgy haircut, the bold attitude, it was not just a style change, it was rebellion. Rihanna was talking back her story, but the freedom she fought for came with a heavy price. In 2009, the world saw her pain splashed across headlines. The incident with Chris Brown was not just a scandal, it was trauma exposed to millions. The public turned her break into spectacle. But what most did not see was how that moment transformed her. She went silent, then came back stronger than ever. Her next albums were not just hits, they were power statements. Every lyric, every choice was hers. She was no longer asking permission. But just when she ruled the music world, she vanished from it. Fans waited for new music, but Rihanna had stepped into something bigger. Fenty Beauty, a brand that broke barriers with its inclusivity and changed the beauty industry forever. This was not a side project, it was empire building. Suddenly, Rihanna was not just a pop star, she was a billionaire mogul. Why did she leave music when she was at her peak? Some say burnout, others say she wanted control. Maybe she wanted to prove she did not need the charts to define her. She had already turned pain into art. Now she was turning art into legacy. Even her love life became part of the mystery. The world speculated endlessly, but Rihanna stayed silent. When she revealed her pregnancy, it was not through interviews, it was through photos on her own terms. That's her power. She does not explain, she shows. And yet, one question remains, will she never return to music? Every time she posts, fans beg for the album. But maybe that's her greatest move. By keeping everyone waiting, she controls the narrative in a world where stars overshare to stay relevant. She stays powerful by being unpredictable. Fame does not own her anymore. She owns fame. From a teenager auditioning for Jay Z to one of the richest female artists alive, Rihanna has rewritten every rule. She turned heartbreak into strength, silence into tragedy, and fame into freedom. Her story is not luck, it's mystery. Think about it. She has not released an album in years, does not tour, barely appears publicly. Yet her influence grows stronger every day. Every photo, every brand drop, every word calculated and intentional. She is mastered what most stars never will mastery. Rihanna does not just make people listen, she makes them wait, she makes them wonder. And that curiosity, that constant question of what she will do next, is exactly why her power never fades. Whether it's her next empire, her next move, or the moment she decides to return the music. One thing is certain, when Rihanna moves, the world watches because she is more than a singer or a billionaire. She is proof that true power is not about being loud. It's about knowing exactly when to speak and when to let silence make the noise.